Today's sermon, A Call to Serve. Reading from the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verses 14 through 19, by Pastor Brian Carpenter.
A call to serve. Many of us grew up in the neighborhoods that we were in, and we used to play this game called Follow the Leader. Follow the leader. Whatever that leader would do, we would closely try to emulate whatever that leader was doing. If he went to the left or she went to the left, you went to the left. If he went to the right, you went to the right. And all of a sudden, although we were engaged in the game, some part of us said, I want to be in charge. Now, I want to be the leader. Now, I've been following you long enough. I got some other things that I want to do. So it seems like when we first started off, everything was great. But all of a sudden, now you want to be in charge, and I want to start telling the people what to do. But, that's our nature. We only going to follow so far. We only going to do what thus says the Lord, for just a little while. If somebody tells us to do one thing, we're going to do it for just a little while. But somehow or another, when we start our walk, we start critiquing it. We want to add our own little bit to it. We want to kind of rush along, the process sometimes. And we feel like sometimes we're in a place where we can do it better. We can say it better. We can articulate it better. We can do everything just a little bit better than the one who's standing up there doing it. Joshua's now, he's challenging people in the same manner to look outside the normal behavior that you've already exhibited and do something different in our life. But sometimes that's the hardest thing for us to do, ain't it? We try, but that one thing that always seems to dog us seems to always come back into our life, and we go back into the same cycle we were in. Joshua's now fighting with the people because he has seen the miracles that God had already done. But the thing about it was, the new Israelites are going through a situation. The first set of generations, they were in the wilderness for 40 years. Most of them passed away. This is the new generation that's coming onto the scene, but yet they're going to fall into the same trap as their ancestors have fell into. But how many of us have seen the very same things happen in our life? The very ones that tripped and fell before us, we go down the same road doing the same thing that they did, and it's going to cost us dearly. Joshua said, man, you know what? I'm tired of going back and forth with y'all. After I took over Moses, I took you over to the promised land, but all of a sudden you're falling back in the same place that I saw my ancestors and the folk before us do. Now, we got a problem with that, right? But Joshua said, look here, you got to remember what God has done for you. As he goes to the first part of the chapter, he talks about how I have brought you out of this situation. Look at the examples that have been set before you and make sure you're following those examples to the letter. He said, when you went ready to cross over the Red Sea, I let you go over the Red Sea, and I let your enemies be devoured behind you. So I went to that place in your brokenness and pulled you out of it. You were slaves in Egypt, and I came and got you. But how many of us, God has came into our lives and poured us out of a place where we've been enslaved to? Maybe it's been a drug addiction. Maybe it's been some part of your life that you've been suffering greatly in your life, and God has came and pulled you out of that place. And yet we seem to forget about it when we start getting a blessing, don't we? You complain about this, you complain about that, but yet God is still delivering in your life. But it seems like it's a problem for me standing and doing what God says consistently, because there's something inside of me that won't let me go to where God is trying to take me. And some of it comes from the very folks that were before us, that laid the ground before us. Some of us come from some jacked up families. But yet that has permeated through our own lives, ain't it? As much as we try to disconnect from the abuse that we came up in, we transfer that abuse onto someone else, don't we? We're just doing it in a whole other way. I just discovered this through Bible study, because the very thing that I had been growing up to, had been so used to and accustomed to, I was repeating the same thing in my own life. I wasn't trying to do it, but because the seed that has been planted in my life, I'm starting to emulate it while I'm being grown. A lot of us have been in a situation where everybody in their family is divorced. So those are the very ones that you go back to for advice, hey? What they gonna tell you? Ain't no way I put up with that. My grandmother didn't do that. And a lot of times you hear the same thing. I'm just like my mama. Or I'm just like my daddy. Now start looking at this video of their mother and their father. Or sometimes you hear the old saying, boy, when you grow up, you're going to look just like your mama, look like your daddy. That used to burn me up when I should say that, when somebody would say that to me because my father wasn't there. So how do I know what I'm going to look like or how I'm going to grow up and all that? But I was determined to break that cycle when it came to me. But when God does something in our life, sometimes it's hard to go back and just appreciate what God has done. He said, man, I brought you to a place. I took you to the promised land. I told you, I made a vow, after all the things you have went through, I still allowed you to see it. Moses didn't even get to see it. He had brought him only so far. Joshua, take him on in. And they got there. But what happened when they got there? They started getting comfortable, didn't they? Appreciating what was going on. Everybody's sitting around looking, man, I kind of like this. Think about it when we came into a place when God resurrected us from that dead place we were in our life. We came into the church. We was on fire for the church, wasn't we? But all of a sudden, what happened? We started letting the things around us become so comfortable, we couldn't do what God was calling us to do. You got singers, you got all these different people, all this different talent in the church, but they sit down because they're comfortable where they are. How do you come into a place, have the talents to edify God in this place and not utilize it? That makes no sense. That's where they are. The pagan worship, it was like a rope around their necks. They couldn't do no more. They were bound to this type of living. We got to be in a place where we go outside of this normal place of living and exalt God, trusting God to take us to that whole nother level. We got to go beyond what we think and what we see, because in the Word we see scripture after scripture, word after word, story after story, how God has been a blessing. Like many of us, though, we haven't had that struggle, right? The things that we can acquire become more important than the God that we follow. If I could ever get to a place where everything that I wear is not pleasing unto you, but I can still edify God with my works and my actions, is that more important? We're going into a place now, we're going to be fasting on it to start this week, and we're going to start purging ourselves of the things that make us so comfortable. Now, I guarantee you what's going to happen. They're going to start running commercials of your favorite food. All those different things are going to come and try to trip you up. But when you're trying to get close to God, those are the things that the enemy will do to you. Yeah. Think about it. If you decided the first year, I'm just going to give my all to the Lord, it only took 2 weeks to start deviating back to where I was before. Because it takes a determination. And Joshua was like, man, y'all got to do better than this. God is looking for a people that's just going to be able to sell out for him. Not only what is going on, what I see or what's going on. You done went out and got 2 jobs that are equal 1. It started out great in the beginning. It sounded good, didn't it? Man, look, I got to do what I got to do. God said, if you just would have waited a little longer, I would have gave you 1 that would have accomplished the goal that you was trying to do on your own. We get out in front of God too fast. I know we all got bills. I got them too. But there comes a point in time in your life, you got to say, this is not as important to me as a right relationship with God. Joshua, standing on his deathbed, said, man, I'm going to give you this last decree, and I'm going to move on. He said, look at it. Look at verse 15. He said, but if you refuse to serve the Lord, then choose today whom you will serve. We are at a fork in the road in our life. We are trying to fit God in everything that we're trying to do, aren't we? instead of saying, God, where do you want me to be? I'm going to go over here and start this venture. I ain't prayed about it. I ain't did nothing I was supposed to do to get it. Now I'm going to go in here and say, I'm going to push God right in there because I'm a Christian. I should be able to push God where I want him. You're struggling in this thing because God says, I'm not going in there. So now you're struggling with your faith walk because God has not responded. When you're standing at the fork of the road, we're standing back and we said, do I go to the left or do I go to the right? Do I just stand here? Many of us are just standing here unwilling to make a decision for the Lord. I would rather just stand right here because I know if I go there, I'm going to be challenged to do something I may not want to do. But if I go there, that's where my friends are going, and that's easier for me to do that. How many of us just say, I'm going to take a blind leap and say, I'm going to do what thus says the Lord? But many of us have seen the failures of our ancestors and those who have come before us in the world are still reluctant to change. We have seen our brothers and cousins get incarcerated, and we try to do it a better way, but we end up in the same place in our lives. Think about some of the stuff in our family. Some of the families, everybody's locked up. And everybody got the same situation that's going on. But everybody, the new generation, think they can do it better, and yet they all end up in the same path. But what starts to happen, it starts to permeate through the family, don't it? It becomes a disaster. Serving God, it takes sacrifice. And many of us are not willing to make the sacrifice we need to get to God. Some of those things in our life, we're going to sacrifice them, and we're going to challenge you as we go forward to get rid of some of those things in your life that you got to get rid of because you're trying to fly to a whole new level, but you're taking too much weight with you. And I ain't talking about just weight on your body. I'm talking about some of the things that create drag, that won't allow you to go to that next level. Because too many of us got too many things hanging out to the side that allows drag and won't let us go up to the height that God's trying to take us to. The plane can go up to 50,000 feet, but you're only going to make it to 20 because you got too much weight on there. We struggle in that thing, right? He said, but look, live a life that pleases God or live a life for me. That's what we are in our life. Ask yourself, am I living a life that pleases God or am I living a life that pleases me? Think about it. You don't only want to sit there in your house at night. If I'm actually doing this for God, I'm not just doing it for ceremony. Because, anybody can put on a show for 10, 15 minutes while we're in church. We can do that. But what does my life look like when I'm out of here? When I'm in my quiet place? What does my life look like then? Because that's what my greatest struggle is. That's why the church goes like this. Payday, I ain't going to be there. Because I don't want to go in there and face the Lord. Because I know I failed him. I done got my hair did. I done did everything I was supposed to do, right? Look at the church how it does. For Sunday, baby, you got to pull out chairs. Because the church is giving you something, right? Hurry up and send me the sermon, right? As soon as, when I miss, I get 10 texts. Send me the sermon, Pastor. Is it up yet? I'm so sorry I missed. It's something every time, right? But ain't that the way we treat God? Ain't that the way we do it? God, boy, I sure missed it this week. Boy, I just wish you would bless me just a little bit more. Joshua's like, man, look, you better get it together. Because this God that you play, he ain't playing no more. I'm trying to tell you, now you can keep on messing around, but he said, for me and my family, I'm going to make a declaration today, and I'm going to serve the Lord. Serving the Lord means I'm willing to go wherever God tells me to go. The struggle is going there with the right faith. Hey, Joshua, he said, as for me and my house, I'm going to bring the blessing onto my house. Not only to my house, but the generation that's going to follow. I'm about to turn the curve in my family. I know them other jokers have been doing this. I know I got folks in there doing all this kind of things around me. He said, but now I'm going to go into total surrender to where God is. He said, my house is going to be clothed by the Lord. He said, that type of commitment, though, takes great sacrifice, but are you willing to do it? Joshua knew there was no more time for delay. The kingdom is going to be transformed through your house that God stands in. Don't be so consumed with how the outer part looks. If the inner parts of the house is all jacked up. Don't want to run around trying to make it look good on the outside when the inside needs so much work. You see those houses they have up for repair all the time. They said, you got to accept this house in the condition that it's in right now. When you come in, baby, it's going to be pipes busted, holes in the walls, everything. But I'm going to give it to you at a discounted price. You just got to fix it up yourself. God is looking for a few fixer-uppers in here. He said, I need to get to a place where I can start doing some healing. But if you don't put out the proper signs and say, I'm ready to get it redone, I'm just going to come in here, playing like I'm ready. God said, man, I'm ready to put some new pipes in you. I'm ready to put a new roof on it, put some gutters on you. I'm trying to take you to a whole nother level, but you got to be willing to come down in your brokenness and say, I got to get this thing together. Amen. But it was funny. It was a little boy that he was riding around the block. He's riding his little tricycle around the block fast he could. And the police watching him. What in the world is going on with this little boy, right? The little boy, the police finally went up to the little boy and said, what's going on with you? Why in the world are you doing it? He said, I'm running away from my house. He said, wait a minute, how in the world can you be riding around your house and you just riding around the block? He said, well, because my mom said that I'm not allowed to cross the street. The point is very clear. The obedience will keep you close to those who you love. See, somebody will miss that. He said, look, I'm running away. But my mama told me don't cross the street. So think about it now, like God has told you something in your life that don't do. He said, but I'm still running in this circle, but I'm not getting far enough out of line where God can't reach me. Amen. He says that I can do that, right? But many of us in that same place right now, we're just running in place. We run far enough, but we don't get out of far in the reach where God can't reach us, right? But look at the last one. He said, look, you got to keep your word. You got to keep your word now. He said, look how he break this thing down. Verse 19. He said, Joshua warned them. Now, you are not able to serve the Lord, for he is holy and he's jealous now. He will not forgive your rebellion and your sins. Wow. Now look at this now. He said, now I'm giving you fair warning. Now, this God you dealing with, he ain't, Jaquita, okay? We ain't going there. This dude here ain't playing, right? The initial reaction was, we read in the text, oh, no, I would never do that. I would never turn myself on God. But ain't that what we doing? Yeah. We got ourselves in that same place. Well, we can't turn, we can't help. As soon as we get out of church, I'm going to do exactly what I'm going to do because it is more important for me to do what I've been doing because I won't come out of that place, right? He said many of us have the same desire, but we're not willing to go to that next level in him. We got to make sure we're not swayed by what we see and stand firm on the word of God because we're going to be tested at every time. We reflect on how God is good. He's been in our lives, but can we really say we have been that good to him? We look back on it and say, man, God has blessed me with this, and God has blessed me with that. But the next thing we do is complain about what God ain't done. Now, I've been talking about this job, I've been talking about my husband, my wife, and all this kind of stuff, but I'm still in a place. Look where I am this year. I was talking about the same thing last year. At some point, I got to go to a whole nother level. I'm done with the complaining. I'm ready to go to a whole nother level with him because the trail that I've been on, it ain't working. I've been trying it, but you have to appreciate the relationships that we're in. Like I talked about, he said, now I'm going to warn you now, he's a jealous God. When you think about some of those relationships we've been in, a busted window or a flat tire is going to be a blessing compared to what God can do to you. You think about some of the relationships we had in our past, come out there, your window's been removed and all that, you're going to pray for a situation like that, but when God get a hold to you, when God starts changing some stuff in your life, baby, he know when it hits you right when it hurts. It ain't going to be you come out there, your car won't start. Nah, baby, you talking about car gone, job gone, kids busted up, everything. God gonna go for the full thing because he ain't playing. You know, we will play around in relationships sometimes and mess around with folks' feelings and all that kind of stuff. You know, she calling your house all night, talking about, baby, please pick up the phone and all that. God ain't got to call no phone, baby. You best believe when God jump on your tail, you ain't got to worry about it. He ain't got to get permission. He got full dominion to do whatever it is that he wants to do. That's it. I just love you enough to want you to do it the right way. He said, Joshua, tell them one more time. Because if they don't get it, they're going to die in that same place that they're in. Wishing they could have got to that place. I have delivered you from your sins and your transgressions. I went up to the cross for you. But don't you play with my emotions. Don't you play with my emotions. And Joshua said, look here, man, I'm telling you now, if you make that declaration today, understand now how I am. And I'm letting you know up front. He said, now I'm a jealous God. So ain't no playing around on me. Okay? Because if you watch the text, when Joshua refers to the gods, they small g. But when he refers to his God, it starts to be a capital G. He said, because there is a difference in the gods that you have in your life. Your God is a small g. He said, but I'm going to a whole big G in my life. He said, this God that I serve, he ain't playing. And I want to understand that. And I want you guys to understand that today as we go through this time of fasting and praying. I pray that you're willing to make one sacrifice for him. It ain't for everybody else. This is for you and your spiritual goal. As a pastor, I want you to go to the highest level that you can get to. Baby, look, if you go start your church and got 10,000 members, God bless you. We're going to be all right. I'll sit up here in the front row and clap right along with you. Because I understand kingdom building is not about one person. It's about one God.
Yeah. Amen.
Today is your day to find that God if you ain't found him.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to visit us at Third Dimension Worship every Sunday at 10 a.m. We are located at 40 West 40th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana 46208, inside the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. No matter what your current condition or relationship with God, Third Dimension welcomes you. We look forward to being a blessing to you. Remember to stay connected. Thank you and have a blessed week.